Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are with Dr. Nirmal Dagdee sir. He is Group Director of Academics of Shivajirao Kadam Group of Institution. Welcome to Thoughts on Education program of collegedunia.com. Sir, kindly introduce yourself.
I am Dr. N. Dagdee, associated with academics for last more than 35 years. I started my career with one of the leading institutes of MP, Sri Govindarao Saxeria Institute of Technology and Science, commonly known as SGS ITS. And I served as head of the Department of Computer Engineering for about 7 years there. And after serving for 21 years, I switched into the private education sector.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, you have held key position at Education Institute throughout your professional career. What keeps you connected with the education sector, and how has your experience been so far with the institute?
See, I am basically a teacher, and teaching has been my passion, and that was the reason I came into academics. What attracts me most in the field of academics, and particularly as an academic administrator, is becoming a part of the student's career journey. Nowadays, students carry a lot of aspirations. Not only students, their parents also have dreams about their wards. But then, the modern scenario, education scenario, has changed a lot, and therefore students and parents need a lot of guidance, a lot of help, a lot of mentoring. So becoming part of their career journey towards success, that is one big attraction for me. Secondly, as an academic administrator, I also feel that we owe responsibility even at the national level, because technical manpower is very much needed for development of any country. And nowadays, technology has become a very important driver of economy. And therefore, proper technical manpower, well-trained, well-skilled manpower is need of the hour. And as a technical academician, I have this opportunity to design curriculum, train faculty members, mentor our students so that they become successful technocrats.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, being the director, what is your philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style?
I believe that in any organization, people are the most important component. So I trust in people and believe in collective wisdom. Therefore, my approach has been of participative management. Whenever I have to take any decision, I involve as many people as possible. And therefore, I believe in sharing the vision of the organization down the line so that everybody owns it and tries to give their best. I also believe in providing an opportunity to the faculty members and staff to grow and deliver their best. So as an administrator, I believe that our duty is to provide a conducive environment where people can grow themselves and also deliver their best to bring up the organization.
Thank you so much, sir. Now moving on to curriculum of Shivajirao Kadam Institute of Management. How does the curriculum of SKITM ensure the best practice of industry?
A very good question and a very relevant one also, because in the recent past, the technology has changed very fast, and the scenario, overall technology scenario has drastically drifted, and therefore the requirement of technical people has also changed in industry. So that has really been a challenging task for academicians. In fact, there are many components which we have incorporated. The first one is, nowadays I feel it's very important that students, towards their concluding phase, they are sent to industry for doing internships, because that gives them a chance to work in industry environment. They know the actual requirements on floor there, and generally we encourage them to carry out a project which is generally part of their undergraduate curriculum, so that they take up an industry problem and attempt it. That provides them a very good industry exposure in all respects. Secondly, in order to increase industry exposure, we have signed MOUs with many industries, and we have covered almost all modern disciplines. Like, just to name a few, like data analytics, machine learning, IoT, that is Internet of Things, robotics and automation. So likewise, I mean, all emerging disciplines, the areas we have covered and signed MOUs with the industries. So that provides a platform for our students as well as faculty members to get the relevant exposure, industry exposure. They interact with the experts in industry. Many a times, industry experts come and guide students on campus. We send students for project work, conduct, like industry experts conduct workshops, seminars from time to time to make the students aware of all the modern trends. So that is one way we try to keep ourselves close to industry. Besides that, in order to meet the requirements of industry, we encourage our students, in addition to the university curriculum, to do some industry-oriented certifications. A lot of avenues are available nowadays, and most of our students, they choose the field of their interest, and we encourage them, help them to acquire the certifications which are valued in the industry. That is another way. Then on campus, in addition to what students like learn in their theory classes, we also encourage them to carry out some practical work on their own. In engineering, the practical aspects are extremely important. So we have an incubation cell where we have tie-up with, for instance, MSME. We have done a recent tie-up, and we take up interdisciplinary projects there, and we encourage students to develop some prototype. They pick up some problem from industry, and then in order to solve that, we encourage them to develop prototypes. So that gives them hands-on exposure and the required skill and the how to apply the knowledge to solve real-world problems. So that is what we encourage. Apart from that, regularly we conduct industry visits. So students from various civil engineering students, we take them to projects, civil engineering projects, some roads or dams and bridges, and like there are so many projects like right now we have that metro project. So likewise, students they are exposed to the real projects. We have in Pithampur we have very good number of automobile industries, IT industry. So time to time we take students to industries for visits.
Sir, what do you see as the greatest strength of Shivajirao Kadam group of institutions?
Yes, I think the people who are associated with this group is the biggest strength. Uh, at the top level, we are very fortunate to have Professor Shivajirao Kadam, who is a very well-known academician at the national level, and he is a great visionary. So he has been guiding the entire team from top, and in addition to that, we have a very good number of people who are stalwarts in academics, like ex-UGC chairman. Then we have many ex-VCs associated with us, people from industry, people from government sector. So we have a good mix of people who are in our advisory board. Recently, we had an advisory board meeting where we all sat together and chalked out a 10-year plan and strategy how to become a global competitor. So I think this people who are associated and guiding us is a very big asset. Secondly, though SKITM is a new name, but it carries a legend of about 15 years now. So we have a very sound foundation in all respects. That is one thing. Then I consider the faculty and staff. We have a very qualified set of people who are engaged into mentoring the students. So in all fields like research and development, our team is very well qualified and they are doing very nice. Many of them are like more than 20 people we have who have completed their PhDs. So students are guided by a very learned team. Also, like being an old institute, we have very sound infrastructure. So over the period of time, in all respects, whether it be library or sports or like buses, building, labs. So I mean, all infrastructure has been modernized and it is in place.
Sir, what do you see some of the biggest challenges and both for the higher education in general and for this institute specifically?
Challenges, I see that is the new education policy is going to be a big challenge, and we have started pondering over this issue seriously, and we are trying to gear up ourselves so that we can fulfill the expectations which the new education policy has put before the academic fraternity. Specifically, I see that number one is looking to the emerging scenario and the kind of problems which the world is facing nowadays. Like we need to have people who are multidisciplinary in their approach. Earlier, like we used to focus on only one discipline. Say mechanical engineering does only mechanical engineering, civil engineering only sticks to civil engineering only sticks to civil engineering. The IT person is only involved in solving the problems related to information technology. But now we need to have platforms created where faculty members as well as students, they are involved into attempting multidisciplinary skills and solve real world problems. So that is one thing which we need to address. Secondly, the education policy has also made provision so that the curriculum becomes flexible. There is scope. There should be scope for students to, depending on their interest, the interest along their educational journey changes. So there should be ample flexibility in the curriculum so that students, depending on their interest and the kind of skills they want to develop, they should have different pathways available. So that is another thing which we are working on. And of course, the perennial challenge has been the pace with which the technology is changing. So of course, we need to not only keep pace with the upgraded curriculum, but the kind of practices which I mentioned about to keep pace with the changing technology.
Sir, any suggestion you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
Yeah, as I said, the modern world challenges are changing fast, and in order to be relevant to the present world, students need to have different set of skills. I mean, recently the world experienced many calamities, and people realize that a person need to be balanced in his approach. I see life as an opportunity, and there are two main aspects. One is the physical world, and associated with a person is his internal development. So I feel that with a very strong foundation of internal development, the student can really cope up with the expectations which the world now has with the upcoming youth. So the student need to focus on both these dimensions, the internal as well as external, and then only he would be able to excel in whatever he does. And that would be, I think, also because excellence is the only source for anybody to be satisfied, be happy, be contented, and feel that he is relevant in the context.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time.